Test. Yeah, over the, I remember at Epic Brewing, you'd set up your truck. Yeah, and you just set up your mobile.
It was dope. It was fun.
How did you power the amp?
It was it's like a really shitty portable speaker. It's called the Block Rocker. It's like a Bluetooth. It's meant probably more for music than talking into. But it's like a karaoke machine without a screen or anything. Yeah, the old world famous mobile mic.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the first things I remember seeing you.
Yeah.
That's when you started getting on my radar as a comic,
as a open mic host for back of a Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
It was fun. But during COVID, we were doing like all sorts of weird stuff where we, like I said, just set up at the park and then just riff at like people walking by, and it was a reason to talk into a microphone. It wasn't like great.
Is that what you felt like you were looking for? Reasons to talk into a microphone?
No, but that's ultimately what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was fun. But
is that where you honed your roasting skills? Was that just at these random pop-up?
No, I would have to. I couldn't make fun of passerbys because you'd have to like.
They beat you up.
Yeah, especially guys running. No, it was just like stupid. Just play with them and hopefully win them over. But also it made it so that you had a new audience every 2 minutes. I mean, if people would stop by, they'd be like, oh, cool. And then carry on after a minute and a half.
Did you develop any bits from that? Or do you have anything that's still in your rotation?
I'd say riffs or like, I wouldn't say it added to my act. Anyway, I don't have any park bits.
So would you say there's like value? Was there value in it?
Yeah.
Just getting on the mic, getting out there, almost like busking.
Fun. Yeah, but definitely not even street comedy. It was in the park comedy. And it was just, like I said, during COVID, trying new things out, doing weird stuff. But
so ultimately you think it was a worthwhile experience?
Yeah. I mean,
but you got nothing from it.
I don't know if I'm sure I've got something from it, but not like I would say, not added to the act. I'm not like, I was at the park one day doing comedy and this guy said. But yeah, it is, I don't know. I said, it was what we had. But I mean, people were doing parking lots.
It's not what you had, it's what you made. I mean, that's initiative, bud. I mean, that's like a
you say create the opportunities you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. But people were doing like parking lots and other outdoor shows during COVID, so figured what the hell.
Yeah.
But those might have been, scheduled events.
Yeah, you say scheduled,
I mean, COVID comedy was we were doing like barbecues. We did a barbecue. I watched a guy walk a whole beer pong table once. And I've seen people walk people, but not a beer pong table.
It's like
4 dudes literally had to
in their own yard. They just like, fuck this, we're leaving.
Yeah, just 4 guys picked up a table and walked it through the other side of the house.
Yeah.
But that's comedy. But COVID comedy. What were you doing during?
I stayed home a lot. That's probably when I was drinking the heaviest. We started this kind of right before we were recording. We were talking about how haven't been drinking,
And you're hitting it hardly.
Well, that's during COVID. That's probably when I was drinking the most. And it's like everybody else. I was like, all right, I got to reel back on this.
Yeah, I think everyone. I mean, I didn't, but I haven't drank in 8 years. 9 years coming up.
Congratulations.
9 years actually in 2 weeks. March 13th.
If anybody doesn't know, Austin Langley, back on the pod, I highly encourage you to go listen to his last episode. We talk a lot about being in the lockup, the clink, the pen.
The old jailbird. It was, I mean, I've lived, I feel like, a couple different lives.
Yeah.
And such one as was not like a criminal, but an alcoholic.
Yeah, and that's what got you into the...
Yeah, I was never like initially...
The big house.
Yeah, if that's what you call the Bonner County jail. We always made a joke about it. I was the Bonner County Inn. Like, people would spend weekends there or just...
you gotta find comedy in it somehow.
Yeah, it was it was life lessons.
Sure, yeah. You learned and you're cool now.
Yeah, I'm cool.
I mean, I wouldn't want to fight you. You look like you've been...
I haven't. I'm old. I got injuries. You could beat me up. You
All right,
train,
good.
don't you?
I mean, I did not consistently anymore, but I was actually just thinking about getting back into like a Muay Thai kickboxing class.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, because the ground stuff, I was doing some jiu-jitsu fairly recently, and I was just like, ugh, it's so like my knees can't take it. You're on the ground, you're moving, but they say you got to use it or lose it, kind of a thing. So like maybe that's just like new normal. You know?
And I mean, I don't know anything about fighting, but when I watch it on UFC, I like it when they kick each other. That's always aggressive.
Okay, that's what gets you going. The leg movement.
I like it. But yeah, they. I don't watch much UFC, and
because you like it too much.
Yeah, because it is just aggressive porn. But
jeez,
okay. I mean that's what.
No penetration.
It's just
usually.
I mean, sometimes I'm sure, but no, I don't watch.
There's some stuff where like they do a fight, they'll like grapple, and then at the end, like the loser gets.
Oh, really?
Penetrated.
Whoa, that's a. I would like it if.
Well, it turns into sex.
Yeah,
it's a weird category on the hub.
It would be funny if that was like instead of doing like WWF matches, UFC just did. The next person, loser gets butt fucked.
Well, yeah, and it's not like okay, now I'm holding you down while I do. They're into it. They're like okay, they both know.
Yeah,
the losers. Yeah, and then they're like, it's not like they're doing it against their will. I don't want people. And it's not something I watch often, but, you know, again, during COVID, we all got into some weird stuff.
Yeah, wrestling. UFC. Do you watch real UFC?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
No, because, I mean, it's like I've been hit in the face a lot, you know, I don't know. It's just like something I used to do. I mean, I didn't do UFC stuff, but, I mean, it was like, you know, I used to train and stuff. It's just like not.
Who punched you in the face?
I mean, plenty of people.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
There was Sean Denning probably did it the most. Sensei's son. I trained with him a lot.
It's been a while since I've been punched in the face.
I mean, we were wearing, you know, I had some gear on sometimes. Sometimes we didn't. It depends. Yeah. Depends. But
that's cool.
I do think there's something, because in jiu-jitsu, there's a lot of choking. You know, there's a lot of blood chokes on. And, you know, you're choking people. You're trying to fight out of a choke. I mean, I was probably losing so many brain cells left and right, getting choked just multiple times a night.
Yeah. That doesn't seem probably good for your.
It's not. And part of me is like, I wonder if I have like I'm definitely dumber.
Yeah.
Although I've been hearing about research that you do generate new brain cells.
Ooh.
You can as you get older. Dang. Like it's possible.
That's I mean that's hope for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too. Because
I feel like I'm dumb.
I used to sniff gas when I was a kid. I mean, I wasn't doing myself any favors back then.
We did some weird shit, but I liked the
I didn't know it was bad. Yeah, I just liked the smell. Me and my friend would get together and go into his garage and smell the fucking...
We used to, speaking of choking each other, we used to like pass each other
do that thing,
and like take 10 deep breaths and push your friend against the wall.
Yep, I did that one time in band.
And band, that's the place to do it.
Yeah.
That is a weird one where it's like obviously killing brain cells and you have like a small seizure for 20 seconds.
Yeah, you're just little, you're young, you don't know.
Living life to the fullest. That's what we were doing.
And there was a time you were into a lot of orgy stuff, a lot of sex work play.
We don't need to get
not as into it anymore.
No, I
mean, you were just talking about you felt like you lived a lot of lives. Oh, so that's like something else you got into that was interesting.
Yeah, and I don't even think.
And we don't have to get into it.
Yeah,
I mean that's a lifestyle.
They call it that. They call it the lifestyle.
Because when you're in it, you're like, we're living the lifestyle. Like this is the best one.
Boy, oh boy, this is fun.
Capital T, capital L.
Yeah, but I've also done other things like.
Yeah, you skateboard.
Yes, I do skateboard, but not very well anymore. That's for damn sure.
Arguably, did you ever do it well?
There was times I was proud of myself.
Are you gonna go pro?
No. Definitely not. That takes. Yeah.
Why do people not like Tony Hawk these days?
People don't. That's not true at all.
He's never gone through a he's not cool phase.
He got like a sellout type of.
Yeah, when you could buy his cars or his clothes at Walmart.
Yeah, but he's also the the Michael Jordan. I mean the skateboarding. In the skateboarding world, he's very respected.
There's never been a time where he was kind of like...
No, I think he's like... I mean, like I said, there was a time where he got called a sold out, like sell out and stuff and whatnot. But he still like shreds. He fucking puts out clips. He does what he needs to do. He's got like a sick podcast. Have you ever listened to?
I've listened to him on other people's podcasts.
Yeah.
I've never listened to his podcast specifically.
His podcast is fun. It's got Ellis on it, who's a professional skater, but also like MMA. He also does stand up.
Isn't he
comedy.
like in the lifestyle?
I think
in the lifestyle.
I think he's just bisexual. So
yeah, I remember like that being a big deal.
Yeah,
when he like first came out as bi or something like that. He was making the rounds on pods
for sure. And he's funny. I've never actually watched his stand up, which I can't imagine it being like
good.
Yeah, but people are probably
lost too many Brent Hills skateboarding.
People are probably interested, and he has an audience for it, where it's just a bunch of old skate heads that are like, "Dude, I remember watching you in '87."
Yeah. I mean, if you already got a built-in audience, I mean, go for it. You know?
Yeah, like I said, I'm sure there's
guys.
people that pay for it, but it's probably nothing.
Who's the wrestler dude? Mankind. He also he'll tour. Mick Foley. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, so you've lived a lot of different lives.
Yeah, I worked at a ski resort for
I
like 10
remember
years.
you talking about that. Yeah, that's a whole thing.
I was like a ski bum.
Yeah.
My dad, like, he was an outdoorsman and he was a snowcat operator.
Right.
So he worked at multiple ski resorts, and that's why we originally moved to where I like grew up, was so he could plow snow and
plow ladies.
Plow snow and ladies. But yeah, he was a very avid skier.
Gotcha.
So once I turned like 16, I was working at the ski resort as well. And yeah, I was like a core ski bum for probably 10 years.
It is funny how you find yourself going to these different like little like niche lifestyle things.
Yeah.
You know?
And like, I mean, even like just looking back on it, you're like, well, I'm not doing that now. And I kind of like moved away from it to be like, I don't want to like ski really anymore or make that like
Did you get hurt really bad, or were you just
no?
What was the over the lifestyle thing for that? Because I have some uncles that live in Truckee, California.
Dude,
like just to snowboard. They love it.
Truckee's fucking. I skied Tahoe a couple times. Yeah, and it's fucking fun.
They pulled me into that lifestyle for like a month. I like quit school, moved over there, got a job at the ski resort.
Oh yeah, dude,
for a couple months, and then I was like,
then
my grandpa was like, "What are you doing? You should be in school." And I was like, "You're right."
That's bullshit. Your grandpa didn't know shit. I almost moved from North Idaho to Mammoth, California to become Wooly the Mammoth mascot. And that was just a guy in a mammoth
That's
suit.
Just a guy.
That's just a guy who skis around in a mammoth outfit.
How did that come to you?
I was like looking for other jobs in other ski resorts.
And they just happened to
and I applied at it.
It was on a Craigslist ad or
No, there was like a website for it. But I applied to it and they're like, "Can you get here by Tuesday?"
You're the only guy who's applied for it.
And they're like, and that was like thousands of miles away, where I was like, dude, do I pack up everything I own right now to try to get this job? And I made my choice not to, which is only like one of my regrets in life.
It is?
Yeah, wow. Dude, if I could have been Wooly the Mammoth mascot.
But you're not even in the lifestyle now. What was the big what was the getting out of lifestyle choice for you?
The skiing industry?
Yeah.
I just worked there for a long time and
just over it.
Yeah, I was just like talking shit about people who spend money to do it. You know,
yeah, I've seen like, Johnny Tsunami.
Fucking yuppies. It was like a shitty locals only vibe, where it's dude, get off my resort.
Yeah, just like Johnny Tsunami.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole.
Did you ever go Richter?
Richter? No, but I've seen people go Richter before.
Oh yeah,
yeah, dude. Who hasn't? If you hang out at the ski resort long enough, someone's gonna go, fuck, Richter. That's, I'm sure, the gnarliest you can get, yeah? I feel like you had this one queued up.
I mean, it's one of my favorite Disney Channel original movies, for sure.
It's intense.
Xenon.
They're not even wearing, like, well, it's like not even ski gear. That's like full on.
Well, they go to a prep school that's also.
Here for Brett?
Those are like snowmobile jackets.
Not really. Mostly I wanted to apologize to you.
What happened? I thought you were gone already.
Sarge got his orders changed when he realized how epic the saw was. We leave in the morning.
Hey, your stick, dude.
So his dad, the military guy, realized how epic it was confronting
You haven't seen Nectar until you've seen these.
The next day.
Hello, Randy.
Nectar.
Nectar.
Did you ever call your skis nectar?
Nectar.
Wait a
No,
minute.
that is a
You
dope
guys,
term. No,
are
I do
you?
like
Are we gonna
that.
do this or
Dude,
what?
check out this. Yeah. They're not even that.
Hey,
You gotta start saying that when you're on
you.
this, when you're skateboarding.
Oh, dude, that kid had a Wu-Tang sticker. I mean, it is a.
Hey, Bono!
Who are these people?
That's Johnny Tsunami's grandpa
Mike,
and his
I-
dad and his mom.
It
What's that, some
dude,
kind
I
of
think I
Hawaiian
only
swear
watched
word?
this movie when I
It
was
means
like
good luck.
8.
Oh, well, homie, whatever to you too.
There's no way that
Look,
he
first
needs
one
a
at the bottom of the
speed
mountain
suit
through
for
all the
this
gates of the train
situation
park
there.
wins.
Dude, you don't
You
know
ready?
how fucking
Say the
gnar he's
word.
gonna get.
See you at the
What?
bottom,
He's gonna
loser.
shred the gnar.
Oh, that's uncalled for. All right, those are some clean.
Do you think a snowboarder could beat a skier in a downhill race? Like, is there something about like the skis can get more speed because there's 2 of them?
Skiing is definitely faster. But there's plenty of snowboarders that can straight line shit too. By no means. It is like faster overall. Like if you're skiing the resort, there's like cat tracks and stuff that like snowboarders are like known for getting stuck on because there's like flat areas and with skis you can just kind of like push yourself away.
Yeah.
So like if you're riding with snowboarders, there's times you have to like wait for them. But by no means is like.
Dude, they are.
Yeah, I feel like probably if you were to look at like the world's record of fastest on snow, it's probably been done on skis. So I don't know what the world record is.
Because they can get all aerodynamic like that, like
and
he's
you
all
can
spun.
just point it.
Dude, they also did that same like.
This is, I mean, it's not a bad edit. I like the.
Oh, this
see,
is
like
great.
that's gnarly.
Yeah, they're going very fast.
They're going very fast and very close to each other. But ultimately, if you were to like do a race from like this side of the resort to this side of the resort, you have to ride this chairlift to do like if it was like a expedition, then I think a snowboarder would lose. Yeah. Oh, sick bank turns too. Dude, see this like a skier cross course is tight. I'm honestly impressed with.
Yeah, dude, Disney Channel original movies were the shit.
Oh, throwing bows, getting
Sea
into the resort.
urchin.
Who's gonna finish? They're already down at the bottom.
Yeah, how'd they get down the bottom so fast?
They did wave to him, yeah.
Yeah, they were on top and now the parents are on the bottom. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, dude, that shot, that edit was not good. That hurt. I guarantee you that guy almost tore his ACL on that.
For real.
Dude, those skis didn't want to come off.
It's almost, I wasn't thinking about it, it's kind of the same thing as Brink, because they also do like a downhill race to win.
And that one's
something like that.
rollerblades.
Yeah, and then there's also that same aerodynamic move that they do, like they bend over or whatever.
Yeah.
When I was young, I was really into rollerblading, and I would do that at the skating rink. Somebody would be like, "Don't do that."
Hey,
I was like, "I'm getting so much speed though."
You're like only
This
downhill.
is how everyone knows I'm
What was
fucking.
the
I mean
other-
business.
There was another rollerblade movie that I don't even remember. That was from that same era. Not Brink. It was rollerblade movies from the 90s. But that was one my brothers had recorded from television on VHS.
Airborne.
Airborne, yeah, dude, that one's tight. Yeah, that was just a
Airborne.
kid living a rough life, doing what he's got to do.
Oh yeah, I do remember seeing this. This is on Disney as well, though.
Is this a Disney movie?
I mean, this is where I saw it. I think.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, he's pretty sick. These shots were sick too. There's like one point where they skate through the mall.
Seth Green's or Seth? Yeah, Seth Green's in this movie.
Yeah.
I watched the
Oh
preview
yeah, he
for
was
it.
a surfer, and then he moved to New York or something.
Oh, okay, another surfer guy.
Dude, this movie I remember was sick.
I remember watching this.
Yeah.
Was a California dream.
This had to be a Disney movie.
No, I don't.
Until he woke
It was.
up in Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati. What happens where you just wake up in Cincinnati? Like you get drugged and aggressively thrown in a plane, and he woke up.
Oh, Jack Black and Seth Green.
He was the bully.
They're an interesting bunch.
Jack Black was the bully.
to sleep, and I like Nintendo.
They all want Mitchell to feel right at home. And if it wasn't for Nikki,
How are you?
You must be getting pretty homesick.
Yeah, you.
Not right now.
he'd have no reason to stay.
Man, I'm gonna throw up.
If it wasn't for Nikki.
His days of sun, sand, and surf.
They put
Yeah,
a bunch
Jack
of sand.
Black was the bully who like didn't know how to skate. They like made fun of him because he was.
It's just like they're doing like a Mighty Ducks type thing.
One understands him.
Airborne. Dude, gnarly 5.
He'd be
Sick wall ride.
Yeah, dude. I mean, these are fucking just dope moves these guys are
That
doing.
half pipe alone is the fact that it's just under a bridge is aggressive.
Is that Michael Pena?
He has one
It's
The
not.
downhill. Oh,
Everyone had to prove themselves by downhill racing in the night.
you're like, who's the fastest
He's the one.
down this
Oh
hill?
shit! Under a fucking truck?
Oh my god! He just jumped a whole car.
I think I'm starting to like Cincinnati.
A Warner
I was
Brothers.
just
Yeah,
gonna
it's
say
not.
Warner Brothers. See that?
Damn.
We gotta bring back downhill racing.
Yeah, to prove
yourself.
stuff. Yeah.
Just hey, what? I don't like this guy. Why don't you challenge him? To
I was
a
into
race?
longboarding for a short time as
Yeah.
well, and I remember trying to find hills.
Yeah,
A buddy of mine got me into.
I watched a kid get a concussion one time trying to bomb a hill on a longboard.
Have you seen an infinity board?
Uh,
It's supposed to be like a cross between a snowboard and a
Oh,
skateboard.
and it like weaves like this.
But it's got two wheels in the middle that you could like get up on, and you could like
I've
switch.
ridden one of those, and
Yeah,
those ones are
that's fucking
weird.
nuts.
Where you have to be like going a certain speed for it to even like you can't just like push on flat.
No, yeah,
or it'll
you have
just
to
like
go down.
rotate around.
But you have to like be going. Yeah, there has to be some gravity working on your side here.
Because then it makes sense because you can like carve the turns out. But I
Yeah.
tried to ride one on flat ground and I was like, this is not working. Yeah, just normal skateboard for me, or like the cruiser board. But I do think it's gotten out of hand with all of the electric.
Like scooters.
Well, scooters alone have their own place, but like the electric one wheels or the weird unicycle things that people ride at like 25 miles an hour. There was a guy the other night that was just nuking down Grant.
Was he going Nectar?
He was going Nectar. It was Richter.
Or it wasn't going. Yeah, Nectar.
Yeah, how about this?
Nectar's like means something so sweet, right?
Yeah, I think that's what I took it as.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
dude, look
that's
at
just
these.
so sweet, yeah.
These are nectar.
Yeah, dude.
This is
Yeah,
the
dude.
good stuff. Like,
I'm gonna call this episode the Nectar
the
episode.
nectar. It is. What are other? Look up other.
I was trying to-
tsunami terms. I just want to hear the lingo. Johnny Tsunami vocabulary. I would like to pick that up, please. Because those are probably words that people didn't use back then, even. You know?
Yeah.
Nectar? I don't think anyone's ever used. I don't think that I've heard. Yo, dude, these skis are nectar.
Yeah, his grandpa would call him Pono, and I was like, that sounds racist.
Yeah, is because a lot of it is, I think, Hawaiian
Yeah.
slang.
Trying to find quotes here.
Which I guess nectar makes sense from. Can I get busted for that? Oh, well, it's just like a scene.
Yeah, they don't have like a supercut or something of
Yeah, that's alright. I'll create my own. Nectar. Fuck.
Guess we just gotta watch the whole movie.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I've got homework to do.
Yeah.
Research Johnny Tsunami slang.
It's the best stuff.
Yeah, what other rippin' movies did you look up to? Rad was like the BMX one.
Yeah, I didn't get into BMXing.
Skateboarding didn't really ever have any good ones until the last few years. Mid-90s was like decent.
That was the Jonah Hill movie?
Yeah, it was directed
It's
by
about
Jonah Hill.
skateboarding.
But he also got a guff from like the skateboard world where they're like, "You're not a real skateboarder," and he's like, "I had a crew, not skating." But I mean, it's whatever. He also made a good flick.
Yeah.
There's some like other weird ones that have been made from the skateboarding world. But like Rob Dyrdek tried to do one.
Oh.
Street Dreams. Check it out.
Yeah, that sounds good. I liked Fantasy Factory. I
Fantasy
liked
Rob. And that was like a
Robin Big.
Yeah. That was just like I mean, he was good at skateboarding, but he wasn't like idolized for that.
He was like more of a businessman.
Yeah, he was definitely a businessman. He made some calls where he was like, "Oh, I can make a fortune on this." And even then, like, people were obsessed with, like, or maybe not obsessed with, but people binge watched Ridiculousness for sure.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
That's just
I mean, yeah, he took over MTV for the last 10 years.
for sure. And that's just like America's Funniest Home Videos with a new guy.
Yeah. Although there's still an America's Funniest Home Videos.
Which I would rep that harder than Ridiculousness.
You'd rip it harder?
Rip it harder. That's nectar, dude.
Yeah, dude, Ridiculousness.
Have you seen America's Funniest Home Videos? Bob Saget crushed back in the day. Were you a fan of the original? Were you guys like a family who sat down and watched? We only had like 7 channels in my town.
Dude, we never sat down and watched TV as a family.
We never did, I guess, like, yeah, we never really had like sitcoms, but we'd put on America's Funniest Home Videos if it was
My brother and sister and I would watch like TGIF.
Yeah.
But my parents aren't a part of that.
No.
And, but whenever I go to my aunts and uncles, we'd always like rent movies from Hastings or fucking Hollywood Video or whatever, and we'd watch movies. That was like the best.
I always like enjoying going to the movie store for sure.
Dude,
I had like a weird problem where I had to read the back of every movie, and it would take me an hour and a half to
That is
find
not
something.
Richter.
No, it wasn't. But if you were there, you like felt the pressure where you're like, I want to rent a good movie because I don't want to go home and watch something shitty. Because I've already spent 2 hours reading the back of these movies. Now I have to pick a good one. Or there was times where you just knew the movie that you wanted to rent and you would see if it was available.
Yeah.
Or you having to ask, like, hey, has anybody dropped that one off yet? Will you check the box to see if there's one in there? They hated that.
Yeah, they're like, fuck you, kid. Just get Johnny Tsunami and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Johnny Tsunami. I think I've only seen it once, and it was when I was really young. I didn't do my homework.
Yeah, well.
That's not nectar.
Yeah, that's the most un-nectar thing. What's the opposite of nectar?
Richter? Nectar would be like rotten.
It's super juicy.
But I feel like rotten could be like a cool term too, dude. That fucking trick was rotten.
Yeah.
Other side
if it's dry, it's dusty.
That's dusty. Crispy is like a term in skateboarding.
Keep it crispy.
Dude, that's a dope ass crispy kickflip.
So you want like maybe squishy?
No.
Like that was squishy.
Squishy, I feel like could somehow work its way into.
So there's no way to say bad except you suck.
Yeah, you stink. Dude.
Just say that was you know, call it gay. And then we'll leave it there.
Because even sick, ill. What other terms?
Call them the F word and they know. They didn't do a good job.
They just don't like it.
Call them the F slur and they know they didn't do a good.
They
whatever they did wasn't nectar. They
definitely not. Rotten, dirty. I feel like dirty even, dirty. That was a dirty
they're all
kickflip.
like, yeah.
In the skateboard world, they like crispy, buttery. Buttery. That's like in the ski world too. Or like people, like it's like a trick, it's butter.
Yeah, so it's like the most lame word.
Swag. Lame is kind of
okay, nailed it.
You gotta just be straightforward.
Yeah, because any kind of
that was pretty
flair you're putting on it is
lame.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking lame.
Yeah, I can't think of a good
crispy, dirty.
Yeah.
Buttery.
Let's stale paint.
Yeah, that would be, I guess, a little offensive. You'd have to, call someone drywall.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking drywall, bro.
God damn it. I don't know what would be the worst term to be called besides lame. Poser. What? Did you forget to record?
Yep.
Tight. I didn't feel like I was on it the whole time anyway.
This has been recording, so I might have to take the audio from.
All right. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Damn it.
You're fine. We can start it again.
Oh, man. I can't believe it. Fuck.
We were just working on... Now I'm just thinking of other words
we could just talk about Johnny Tsunami for like the last half hour. So.
It's all right.
You're not on a time crunch, are you?
No. I told Evan I'd be over at his house at 4.
Well, he's been in the mountains, so yeah.
He said he's an hour. Yeah, I got plenty of time.
Wow. Yeah, because I've been watching the levels, but I wasn't recording. So I was like, yeah, we're getting levels on it, but it wasn't actually recording.
The old seltzer's kicking in again. The old trickery burps. You came packing heat.
Oh, yeah, I always come.
The old three-peat.
It's my house, bro. I know what's nectar and what's not. Yeah.
Nectar? Do you think it's Richter?
Richter.
Richter is, yeah. Dude, that was fucking Richter. That's a dope term, actually. I'm going to steal that one. Richter.
Yeah.
Because
they're talking about like the Richter scale.
Yeah.
On the Richter
but
scale.
But to not even say the scale part.
Yeah.
Just Richter.
It's like saying Riz.
Yeah. That one I don't like. That's like a new one, yeah?
Yeah.
Riz?
Yeah, for charisma.
It sounds like something from the 50s that shouldn't have came back.
Some of the 50s.
You got the Riz, kid. Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, kid, you got it. You got the Riz.
Hey, gumshoe.
Hey, kid, you got it. The Riz.
Yeah, they get it.
Yeah, I don't like it. Just charisma.
Yeah.
Charisma.
Well, hopefully I can just rip the audio from the cameras and use that. But
I'm not too stressed. We can talk about it.
Well,
you just
I
have
did
to introduce me again.
Austin Langley, live many lives.
The man of many lives.
Yeah, we're talking about. Well, it's funny because Moshe Kasher just put out a book where he's like, "Oh, I've like lived in all these different subcultures."
Yeah, I read Kesher on the Rye.
Oh, is that his memoir?
Yeah, or it's like it's just like his autobiography. I'm a fan.
Same thing.
And
memoir,
yeah,
autobiography.
yeah, for sure. But and like I feel like we kind of similar where he's like sober, but he's lived a crazy life. I enjoyed reading it. I like him. I like him.
Yeah.
Is a memoir the same? Okay, now you're just trying to see. YouTube's got a 12-minute long video about it.
An autobiography is an account of a person's entire life, but a memoir usually is only about one part of a person's life.
Oh, see, that was probably more of a memoir then, because it was just about his younger life. He's still living.
Right, yeah.
He's not.
Can anyone alive not write a memoir?
I guess all of it's a memoir unless you're dead and have completed.
I've been listening to so many SNL cast members
Be careful here. Biographies? Do you think it's a biography
or
or
autobiographies? David Spades. I've listened to Leslie Jones.
Yeah.
I listened to fucking.
But is that a memoir? That's just a part of person's life.
Well, Leslie Jones went all the way back. So, I mean, up to now, it's an autobiography.
Leslie Jones is so fucking funny.
She is so. That's what I got from the book. I was like, this bitch can't do anything that's not funny, dude.
She is a beast. And I'm not. Yeah,
I only say bitch because she referred to herself as that bitch a bunch in the book.
Yeah.
And I do like saying the word bitch.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard for me to do it on stage, though.
I'll have to read it because I'm a big fan. Every time, like,
and there's some heavy stuff in her life, but she's just she can't not be funny.
When even this last week, when everyone was excited to watch, I was like, yeah, but if Leslie Jones was there, it'd be cool.
Oh, Shane Gillis's thing, yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
I was like, dude, and like they would be so funny together too because she would just play her part. But I'm a big fan, and anytime that I've watched any SNL, it's just been like through YouTube the last 10 years, but it's always the Weekend Update and then anything that Leslie Jones was in, just because.
Yeah, she elevates anything she's
so
in.
funny.
Yeah. And the book's got some dark stuff, but she's just it made me rethink what being funny is.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, for some reason I got it in my head. I was talking to a comic a long time ago, and she was like, I like to think of myself as a vessel for comedy. Like comedy run through me or come through me. And I was like, oh yeah, I like that. You know, like I am what I am, but I'm trying to be a vessel for comedy.
For
like
sure.
Comedy's around, and you know, I like this idea of like letting the muse come to you.
Yeah.
But I think the Leslie Jones thing, it just made me think like just some people are funny. Like they can't not be funny. Like she's a force.
And I see it with like people that are just effortlessly funny. Like I've got a few friends that are just, I mean, they walk up
You're
there.
Not gonna name them.
Well, I try to avoid names, but effortlessly
we name
funny.
Names on this podcast.
Phil Corridor always like
Very
blows
funny,
my mind.
yeah.
The fact that he can just walk up and say hello, and the audience immediately is hooked. Where they're like, I'm like, dude, he's not.
It's like a presence. Yeah.
I'm like, he's all right.
I mean, yeah, none of his jokes are like. I mean, they're like. Again,
no, I love him.
All love. I mean, like you said, he's not like the most brilliant joke writer you've ever heard, but yeah, his presence, just the way he is,
effortlessly.
Yeah.
Just flawlessly. It's weird.
That it's so much. He's like so funny that it's annoying to get him to do anything else.
Yeah.
I've had him on this podcast, and it was
I had him on my podcast.
It was difficult.
Yeah. I had him on my podcast, and I just asked a question, he would let him go. But that's
probably the way to do it.
Yeah. I just didn't even interrupt. It was a very easy podcast for me to do, just because I'd be like,
he's like, that's how I ended up in Colorado.
Let me know when you finish up. No, he's like, I mean, he is one of my best friends, and I absolutely love everything he does. But it is like, it's a frustrating where you're like, watch him walk up and, like I said, just say hello, and the audience is hooked, and you're like, that's it. That's all it took was just a hi, how you doing?
Yeah, some people have a presence, man.
Yeah, and it is frustrating. But
Jose McCall and I were at Monkey Barrel on Thursday, and we were outside watching people.
Yeah,
through the closed garage doors. Yeah, but it was like, it was interesting just to like see their presence and like not be able to hear what they're saying, but just to see how they're presenting themselves.
It is,
and that was a lesson. And like, okay, like the guy I just had on Logan B.
Yeah,
he is a teacher, so like he was up. And you could just see he had the presence of a teacher. Like, I'm up here presenting something
delivering
to you.
jokes.
And even though he's like very new in comedy, like that, just the way he's presenting,
he's very funny.
He's getting people's attention. I don't know about very funny.
Yeah,
he has the potential.
Yeah, I always have him at roast battle.
Yeah, he's been on that circuit.
Yeah, and he crushes his show at Wide Right as well, called Apocalypse Tonight. Dude, it is so funny, and I don't know. I'm a big fan of it. And it always happens before roast battle, so I'll just go hang out early.
Oh, right on.
And watch.
And I do want to touch on the roast battle thing. So I had Evan Joe on, the roast king of Denver.
That fucking piece of shit. No, he's good.
All right, not original, but yeah.
I know.
That's like you're roasting. You're a piece of shit.
No, he's great. He crushes.
Yeah.
He's the roast battle champion.
You're the guy who brought, he's the roast king of Denver, but you're like the guy who brought the roast battle stuff to the popularity here in Denver.
We started in like a weird basement.
Which one? I know them all.
Yeah, I know them all. I'm very familiar.
I've been around. Dude.
It wasn't like a basement venue. It was a buddy's basement apartment.
The Dead Room guys?
Yeah. The first roast battle happened was in Cap Hill, and
that was the one and only Dead Room show I did.
Oh,
was
nice.
In there, and
I
fun. Did bad. So I resented and shit talk it all the time.
Well, you should check it out now. It's a different game. And then
isn't it the same thing? Like they tell people not to laugh, and you try to get
it's the same thing, but the evolution of it is different. In the basement, people were just trying and to do material. Now people are doing like weird, crazy shit.
Okay,
but it's great. Don't go check out the Dead Room. It's amazing.
I shouldn't be a hater. All right.
Don't be hating.
All right. But so your thing started in the same basement.
Yeah, and we ran it, and then I went to this like little theater, and we ran it under a name called Cruelty, Carnage, Crusade, which was like the theater was called Jester's Palace. I was like trying to fit like this
formerly
medieval.
the Bovine.
Yeah,
I did improv there.
I know, that's whatever. I never saw that place.
Before they painted it black and made it look weird.
Yeah, and
because it was like a warm, welcoming place before.
Really?
Yeah, and they really
caught
gave
it
a
on
different
fire.
vibe. Is that what happened?
Yeah,
it caught on fire.
Yeah. Caught on fire.
Oh shit!
I'm sure. I don't know.
I'm not gonna cashed out.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's just say we don't see him around anymore.
Yeah,
and they didn't die in that fire. So,
and the theater doesn't exist, anyways. And then we tried a couple other venues, and then we got situated at a place that we like.
The people who owned the Bovine before have to be so disappointed, though, because that was an institution. That was like the longest running.
I never
improv. That was an improv institution here in Denver. A lot of people came through there that are,
that's fun.
And the people they sold it to burned it down.
Drive by it. There's nothing happening.
There was a fire.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to bring it up, but yeah.
I mean, you can bring it up. I mean, what do you mean you didn't know?
Well, I didn't know I was like throwing anyone under the bus, but
that just has to be very disappointing.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And then we, like I said, we tried a couple different venues and then got situated at a bar downtown, and it's been great ever since.
Say the name?
Oh, Wide Right.
You really don't say names.
Dude, it's gotten me in trouble in the past. I just
by saying the name of the bar you do a show at?
Well, not that, no, but just people are sensitive, and I don't know.
Yeah, I want to be people's friend too. I want everyone to like me.
I'm not like, and that, nobody cares, but there's people that have yelled at me like, don't talk about me. I'm like, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about an incident.
Sure,
but whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, come every second and fourth Friday at Wide Right downtown.
Well, weren't you doing it at the Improv?
We do it at the
Sorry,
Improv.
unnamed comedy chain.
We do it at the Improv every third Friday. So yeah,
I mean, that's a good get. I mean, that's like a big venue. That's like,
it's been fun, and it's been slowly growing. It's a different audience we had to like adjust to,
like a suburban grown up audience.
Well, they're there for roast battle, but like the other venue, people can like come get blacked out for $12 and yell at comics insulting each other.
Yeah. At the bar, it's more of an intimate setting.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more rowdy where the audience is kind of like...
And the Improv is a proper comedy club.
Yeah, so we book it a little bit different, or at least like battle-wise. Like Wide Right's our proving ground. Improv, if I feel like you're ready to battle there and put on a show, then
so explain to people what it is, how the roast battle works.
Roast battle is just pinning two comics up against one another
physically.
No, that's actually one of the rules. Is
you can't
nothing's off
them.
limits except for physical contact.
Okay.
And then
so you get two comics.
Undercards get 3 jokes.
What's
back
undercard?
And forth. Undercards just like newer battlers and stuff.
Okay.
And then
so like your newbie set would be
and
3 jokes.
Yep. And then the main event will be like 5 jokes.
And it's going back and forth, like 1 for 1.
Yep. And there's plenty of room. Like, I mean, they say 5 jokes, but there's plenty of room for like a rebuttal.
Some improving.
Yeah. You look like, get a setup and a punchline in there, maybe a tag on top of that.
How can people find where it is and
social media, Roast Battle Denver on Instagram and Facebook, and then we have an Eventbrite that we just sell tickets through.
Does it get pretty rowdy? I mean, like
it does. It is a verbal, violent showcase, joke writing showcase. Ultimately,
no holds bar. You're not like, don't say this. There's no like trigger words. There aren't like things you can't talk about.
If anybody's creating rules for Roast Battle, that's between them two, and I'm out of it.
Because you just host.
Yeah, I host. I book it.
And what does that entail? Hosting.
Hosting just. I mean, ultimately, I'm just there to put energy in the room and introduce people.
So do you do a set up top or anything?
No, we do a fun thing up top where I introduce the judges, because we have a judges panel.
How many judges?
4 judges usually, and then how do
you
judges are just battlers who have done well, comics who I look up to, things that I know people will like have fun and crush with. Because roasting isn't for everyone. It's a very consensual.
I stayed away from it.
Yeah. It's a very consensual art form. Like it's the 2 people have to be wanting to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you can't be like, yeah, I guess I'll be there. Sure. Like no one that doesn't want to be there is there, you know. So you have to at least be interested and want to do it.
Are you moderating? Like, hey, that's too far or anything? Or is it just like, are you like you're like the guy from that 70s show and that Your Mama's show?
Yeah.
You're just like, oh.
No, I don't. It's ultimately it's up to the audience, and there's not a more honest audience in comedy. Like a roast battle will go crazy for a joke that crushes, but they will also let you bomb and let you sit in silence. And then, I mean, Evan's there to clean up the mess too.
Wilmer Valderrama. That was his name.
That was the show.
Yeah, you never watched
Mama.
Tu Madre.
I remember the show. And Wild and Out is the same kind of concept, just a different improv.
Yeah, Evan Fitzgerald, the guy who does Slaughterhouse Studio, he's a big part of it as well.
Yeah, he crushes. He's my he's producer, sound guy. He's
kind of like the DJ.
Yeah, and he puts out the whole episodes on YouTube. So follow Slaughterhouse Studios on YouTube.
You guys getting big numbers on those? I mean,
he's been crushing lately.
Yeah.
He's very
looking
proud.
at monetizing any of that, or do you see a part of that? Because I mean, that's all you doing that work.
Well,
you're putting the shows together and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, he's
that's just separate.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not trying to get into like, oh, he owes you money or anything like that. I'm just like,
I owe him plenty of money.
Okay, cool. Because he's videoing it.
Yeah,
he's
I owe him
the audio.
I owe him money. But he's absolutely crushing it, and it's like, I mean, it's credits and things that he can put on a resume down the road, where he's like, look at these years of shows that I've put out, and slowly, I mean, they're dope. I'm very proud of everything we've done for Roast Battle.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's absolutely crushing it with everything he does. Go follow Evan Fitzgerald. Best friend. Improv. Yeah, I guess. So that one was like the world championship. Not that one, but Go Up one. That was from Roast Battle LA. They came and brought like the world championship finals because we're in the Roast Battle League, which is
Okay, yeah, so it's like a bigger thing.
yeah, we're 14 cities internationally, and we represent Denver. So a year ago, I talked to Pat Barker, and he's the commissioner of overall Roast Battle, and sent him some videos and told him we wanted to be a part of it, and they gave us a warm welcome. And
did you have to change how you're doing anything, or is it just like you do that? But are you modeling it after what he was already doing?
Kind of. We tried a few different things where we would do more jokes, less jokes, whatnot. We didn't have a judges panel for a while. And it was audience vote, so that kind of got down to like who brought more friends. So there was like losses that happened that you were like, don't take that. Like you won that battle, but they had 4 friends that were extremely loud in the audience. You know, so it got down to like
and you do like Richter scale?
Yeah, we
like
applause fucking Richter, dude. If it's not Richter, then you're going home.
Yeah, for real.
So the audience vote was like
applause meter.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even bring that in. We would just like
play it by ear.
Yeah.
And so now the judges
vote,
are, how does that work now?
Judges are I like it when there's 4 judges, because when it goes like 2 and 2 on the scoreboard, then you're going to overtime, and there's a whole moment behind that. Or sometimes the judges will just be like, I need to see another joke, or they'll give it a push or a tie.
Because way back when I started, they would do like one roast a year at the Fine Gentlemen's Club, or their
first roast battle.
It wasn't even a battle; it was just a roast.
Yeah,
of it, and they'd roast each other, and that got nasty. Like people lost friends over it, like because they got people knew who was fucking who, and they would like, and so that kind of created like a bad blood kind of connotation for I think like my generation and earlier of like comedians.
And
but
I've
like
heard...
now, it seems like it's just like a fun thing that you guys do. You're not taking it as personally.
No, it's. I mean, we do it out of fun and love for one another. I mean, ultimately, like what I've said from the beginning is, it's just 2 people entertaining an audience at each other's expense. Yeah. So but at the same time, I've always also said is that the creativity overrules the cruelty. So the audience knows a good joke from you just being like, this guy's fucking dumb, huh? Or you're like, there's the cheap shots that everyone expects or thinks of. It's never like the first thing that you think of as a roast joke. It's like the 3rd, 2nd, or then you pick up a wave and you're like, oh, I can make fun of this, I can make fun of that, I can make fun of this. So you're never like, I don't know, it's never the first insult that comes to mind that's the best.
And do you have any tips or things that you see that work for people? So if anybody's watching this and like, oh yeah, what works on the
definitely do your study tapes, and like roast battle people take seriously, and it's like I said, it's ultimately a joke writing showcase that comes down to performing that joke. And we're watching Slaughterhouse content.
Slaughterhouse, I just pulled it up and this is the first thing that comes up. Let's see if he goes Richter.
Frontside ollie.
That was pretty drywall, bro.
That was
pretty drywall.
That was stale.
And he biffed it.
That was stale.
Yeah, it was stale bread.
Yeah, that was dry.
That was some fucking old ass Wonder Bread.
But yeah, follow Slaughterhouse Studios.
Who was that? Was that?
I'm not gonna. I don't want to talk about him. No,
because we said it was so bad.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, that was Nectar.
He was fine. He was fine. But yeah, roast battle. They got their.
Hey, he's got his whole like thing down here.
Yeah,
this YouTube channel. He's
been crushing, and he's been taking.
He's got way more subscribers than I do. Hey, subscribe to our YouTube, everybody.
He's been taking it seriously.
Yeah, you got to. You got to if you want.
And there's some fun ones like. Yeah, he's putting out. It's been a while since I've.
It's been a while.
It's been a while since I've been on the old Slaughterhouse page. I watch the roast battles every once in a while, but it is dumb watching yourself. YouTube,
I mean, that's like watching the tapes.
YouTube also hates me like everyone else, so I just get bad comments of like, this fucking host. I'm like, that's fine.
Really? They don't like you as a host, huh?
No, it's not. They just don't like some of the things I do. I say fuck yeah too much. Supposedly they drink every time.
Oh yeah, that's a popular thing on Reddit things about hosts or whatnot.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, I've got,
it's
I've
almost
also,
hack. It's pretty hack at this point.
Yeah. I've also gotten better. It's just, I've taken notes and I've gotten better about saying it. I do it. I do it too much, but.
All right, so any more tips? So you're just saying watch it back, see what works?
Yeah, and I recommend first couple battles, someone you know, someone you're familiar with, someone you watch.
So you can get real personal?
Yeah, or at least like make good jokes about, oh, this person does this person's known for that.
But I heard people talking about like the audience doesn't know that person, so that those real person ones don't work as well.
No, you just have to set it up in a way. You just have to be like, oh, this person
loves wearing a hat.
This person's got a dead dad. This person. So like, there's ways to set it up and make it funny for a generic audience. And that's just part of joke writing, I think, is minimizing what needs to be said to make it the funniest that it can be. And like I said, roast battle audience is by far the most honest you can get in an audience, where they'll go crazy for jokes, but they will let you bomb. Which is, I think, part of, I mean, comedy in general is supposed to be an audience.
How many jokes should they write? Someone who's wants to get in on it.
Like I said, undercards are 3 jokes, but a lot of times it'll go to overtime or an extra joke. But I recommend overwriting no matter what. And then finding the 3 funniest
7 jokes.
You can, and you can get, like I said, multiple tags on a joke. So if you have one joke that's similar, write 2 tags for it rather than just the one or whatnot. So you have a certain amount of like allotted time to, while you're up there, where you can get a rebuttal. People love a rebuttal. Audience will go.
How's a rebuttal work? Your next joke isn't the same as a rebuttal?
No, I mean, a rebuttal is so like someone will hit you, with something, and then you can dunk on them. But when it's like the moment and the audience sees something, then it's
Any obvious like don't do's? Like don't say the R word. Don't say the F slur.
Have you
honestly, seen anything go terribly? Have you seen someone like really just?
Oh yeah. I mean, every week
they go big. They get pretty
it's
bad.
It's like watching UFC where the bar can go so high, but it can also go so low. And or even just a normal roast battle, I feel like you get a wide range of seeing what is there to offer or how the show can go. Where you're like, this battle was terrible, but these two absolutely crushed. Or then there's like the classic knockout where it's like, this guy came prepared, but this guy did not.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think UFC's like, someone gets knocked out, it's over. You don't see him just get wailed on.
No, for sure.
Another 3 rounds.
I mean, you have to finish out the 3 jokes, but there's battles that you watch.
Have you seen anyone just get crushed and like just leave crying or
that's the hard part with the panel.
Never comes back to comedy.
Yeah, that's the hard part with the judges panel is that I mean, they'll get made fun of, and then on top of that, they get made fun of by the judges or whatnot.
Okay.
So the judges definitely take swings, and it's always fun. But sometimes you watch someone take a loss and then get hit 7 more times from the judges. But there's people that I've had to approach afterwards, and I just have to be like, I mean, thank you for rolling with the punches and taking. I mean, and most people are just like, they understand. It's not like
it's like people who are doing the show know what they're getting into.
Yeah, it's a voluntary art form. By no means, like I said, I don't want anybody there that doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Because then it's just bullying, and no one likes that.
So that's the difference. What makes it different than like it's not bullying because they're volunteering to do it.
Oh, for sure. Well, like right now we're in the middle of a tournament, and I mean that.
What does that mean, tournament versus just non-tournament?
I put 32 comics in a bracket.
Okay.
Single elimination, and that'll be going till, next month probably.
And that's like, and you have 3 shows a month.
3 shows a month. Every 2nd and 4th Friday at Wide Right, and every 3rd Friday at the Denver Improv.
And then whoever wins that bracket will go on to do the national one?
Possibly. So there's a whole submission tape thing where every week there's the RBL Weekly podcast, and they play the best roast battles of the 14 cities internationally.
Alyssa's so white that I can't tell if she looks good for 40 or bad for 20.
Classic. That's a classic like but yeah, so there's a RBL Weekly podcast that comes out and then is featured the best battles. And if you're featured on the RBL Weekly, then you get a point for your city or points for your city. And then they pick the 4 best cities internationally. I think it'll be, because now we're in a division. Our division is LA, Bay Area, Austin, and Denver.
So you like have to rep.
So yeah, we're in like, so like NFL has divisions, the NFC or whatnot.
So how often do you play against someone else in a different?
They do monthly league events, and comics get opportunities to go down to the mothership and battle at roast battle league events.
Does Denver do pretty good, or we?
Hell yeah. I mean, especially in league events. Last year, we were still getting like our feet under us.
So are we like the Broncos? If we're comparing it to football, are we like the Broncos? Or are we like?
I'm not familiar with football, but yeah, I think we're like the Broncos. We're just like the Broncos.
Not doing well this year, I guess.
No, the season just started 3 days ago. So March 1st, it runs from March 1st to November 1st. And that'll be a full season of roast battle.
What do you think makes someone a good roaster? Like, what qualities does Evan have that I don't have?
He's also like he's a likable asshole.
Okay.
So he's got this like touch where every time he walks on stage, he flips them off.
Almost
but they
that Phil
still
Corder thing.
Yeah, and it's almost like a wrestling heel aspect where he's like, "Yeah, fuck you," and people are like, "Yeah, fuck us."
Okay.
So, and he's just quick. He's good at it. He's mean. He's creative. He's like, he crushes. I mean, there's plenty of them of Denver comics that I know will do well, but haven't really.
So are you like a coach? Are you like cultivating this team? You pick who goes, or what?
Right now the people that are submitted, or at least like cemented in,
You're like, this guy's got potential.
Pat Barker, he's the commissioner overall. He gets to now.
He chooses from the videos you submit.
And I used to submit comics where I would be like, oh, this guy would do great. Like this tonight or tomorrow night, Ashley NG's at the mothership. She's a comic from Denver. She's been roast battle. She's gone like 4-0, or 4-1, I think is her record. But yeah, she crushes, and she'll be at the mothership tomorrow. So roast battle,
one?
Yeah, I believe has offered plenty of opportunities to the right people who want to thrive and do well in it.
Yeah, okay.
But shout out, Ashley, she's gonna crush it.
I did go to the 51st Jokes the show this year, and it was funny to see the comics that came up through doing the roast battles, because they basically did roast jokes.
Yeah.
And
who was it?
The guy from the Springs. He does like a roast battle type show. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
But he basically did like a very roasty joke. And then one girl did like a very meta joke that was like, I didn't know going home for Christmas was going to be like a roast. But it was like, and then she turned around and tried to like roast the people on the show a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't go to 51st Jokes this
year. It didn't go over great, but I mean, she was swinging. She took a swing.
Tight.
And she's very young. You know, I mean, she's a newer comic.
Yeah.
But, and then I saw Adam Caton Holland made a post that was like, he kind of said he didn't like the way the direction Denver comedy was going.
Yeah.
Do you feel responsible for that at all?
No. I created a show that's supposed to.
You created a monster.
I created a show where people enjoy making fun of one another. By no means. Like I said, even opening the show, I talk about how we do it all for love for the game, love for one another, and love for verbal abuse.
Do you think it's like hurting comedy in the sense that like audience members, not your show specifically or anything you're doing, but like the trend of roasting and crowd interaction stuff? Do you think that's like hurting comedy in general?
No, I don't. I think the right people and can do it well, and I think that'll be
The cream will rise to the top kind of a
but
thing.
also, I mean, people aren't even aware enough to understand what the audience is saying. Like, I mean, the audience is the deciding factor of what's funny or and what's not. At least that you're performing for.
I think when I started comedy, the Denver style was like, shut up and let me be funny.
Yeah.
Like that was like, audience, be quiet,
and
or I'll fucking roast you and like make you leave. And I'm gonna stay up and do my thing.
But that's not what we're looking for. If anything, when I play,
not something you're doing.
No, if even in my normal comedy, when I do something and want to play with the audience, the most important person for that to work is that person.
Right.
If they're not having fun, then no one's having fun. It's the same thing with roast jokes. The most important person for that joke to work is the person that it's about. If the person, and that's, I mean, part of even just taking a joke or even being accepting and opening to taking a joke. Some comics won't be. Like we do roasts of like small town celebrities now. And if there's a panel member that doesn't want to be there, then it fucking throws a whole wrench in the place. And you're like, okay.
So like Jake Jabs.
Well,
or
and just, I mean, even
Tom Shane.
I don't even know those people.
Jake Jabs does the American Furniture Warehouse stuff.
Oh,
and
tight.
Tom Shane runs a Shane company. So.
Yeah, I'll get him on a roast. That'd be tight. I mean, even the strong arm.
Yeah,
Frank Azars are
super. He's the guy I was trying to think of next.
Hey, dude, if we could get Frank Azar on a celebrity roast, that'd be tight. But like I said, if there's someone that doesn't want to be there, I don't think I'm responsible for
ruining comedy.
Dude,
no,
roast, yeah, I know. Roast battles have been around since the dawn of fucking time.
I mean, there's roasting, but roast battles is something.
Well, okay, roasting,
more...
but also it's something that I think is, like I said, it's just ultimately a joke writing showcase. And I'm not asking people to be a part of it that don't want to be a part of it.
I think that's very valid, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make you feel bad or anything. I just thought it was an interesting point.
And people, I mean, people that are good at it, and the opportunities will come. And the people that are,
I feel a little frustrated sometimes because like I do want to do more like that storyteller, Mark Maron style, just like telling a story on stage type comedy that I think was more popular when I was coming up.
For sure.
And like, it's frustrating to me sometimes when it's like, people want the roasty stuff or like, you know, like more crowd interaction stuff. And because that's just not what I like to do or I'm good at doing.
Yeah. And I think attention spans, and every room's different. I mean, that's part of being a comic and reading the room is like, these people want this, or they want to set up, they want punch, they want a storytelling, or they want to be interacted with. I mean, we do open mics and bar shows where people don't want to be there, or they want to be impressed on some other level than it is just, oh, this guy can tell a joke, you know?
Yeah.
And I think attention spans or whatever it is, people in whether it's Instagram clips influencing it or whatever it is, people want that comedy, or people like fucking cringe. I did a show recently where I had to follow something that was just obscure and didn't work, and like the audience was like, I loved it. And it's like, yeah, because you get the 8 conversations that you get to have with your buddies after this, telling them I went to a cringeworthy comedy show. It's
I've seen Ethan Everhart's set. So.
Yeah, Ethan. But
just
by
joking,
no means,
he's great.
By no means. I mean, there's 100 different themed comedy shows in town, and roast battles.
I think there's less.
Yeah, well, okay, maybe less, but there's themed comedy shows.
Well, I think roasting is a theme, right?
Yeah,
that's more of
saying.
a theme than like straight up just generic showcase.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. Is like there's plenty of themed comedy showcases in town, and we're just, I guess, one of them.
Yeah. And I don't know. I've seen. I just know like the Grolix guys are the top of the heap, and we
just did the roast of Ben Roy. It was great.
Yeah, I think he's having a good time.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's not a roast battle thing, and
we were honoring him. That's ultimately what a roast is.
Roast. But I mean the roast battle seems different than a roast.
Yeah, and that's people stepping into an arena that's been built for those jokes to thrive in.
Yeah.
By no means do I think those jokes these jokes are told one time and one time only. And sometimes as like a producer, I feel bad that the audience isn't like adds into it as they should be. Because you're like, these guys aren't doing, I'll do my act for 0 people any day of the week, but roast jokes feel bad because you're like, you prepared these. I need to make sure that the audience is willing and
if they're not into it, you feel bad for the
sometimes, because then you're like, well, you wrote those jokes and they were good jokes and they didn't get credit that they deserved.
Gotcha.
And sometimes it's just not even like, you can write a good joke, but you can fail at performing it.
Yeah.
Or it's already been said 14 times before, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you think it's an original idea, but that's what everyone's thinking.
Yeah. And I guess, I mean, I don't mean to put these guys on a pedestal or anything. I think I do. That's kind of a problem for me.
And I absolutely love everything they do.
Yeah.
It's not like I have anything against.
And I'm just saying that I take what they say seriously, I guess, which may not be the point.
Yeah.
But I feel like they've been like very vocal about like Austin style comedy versus like isn't what we should be doing.
And I don't think, and we have a different, like watching every roast battle city, everyone's got their own touch. And yeah, there's cities with shock factor, there's cities with creativity, and ultimately Denver is just claimed in the league for having the most fun.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Like we're silly, we're doing things that other people aren't, whatever it is.
Like character work, or
I think we've been called the backyard wrestling of roast battle, which is just like us being, I don't know, silly. We have done theme battles that have crushed. With Halloween, we like tried to get weird and it bombed, but that's part of the game.
Like what was the swing there?
Oh, it was just like doing themed battles.
Yeah, because I know a couple guys would do like the roast of DC, you know, so they would do those.
And there is
kind of
those,
shows
and that's
popular.
It's a
different thing.
It's the same joke writing exercise, but you're doing it about a character from Spider-Man,
or
whatever
as a character,
roasting
characters,
and that's fun, and that's, I have nothing against it whatsoever. And I love all forms of roasting. Even like when they Netflix did like the historical roasts, like those were funny because you could see jokes being made about Anne Frank that wouldn't be made because it's by a character or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So it just set up, and ultimately you're just building a space for these jokes to work. And that's the same thing with the nerd roast, is you're saying, hey, come out. We've built a space for nerd jokes and roast to work.
Do you feel like that's influenced like your regular or like sets, like joke writing stuff? Is it more
I'm still just
pointed
I'm still just as dumb as ever with the audience and like my material. Like I still just want to be silly.
Are you still like trying to build longer sets and doing longer and longer time? Is that something you're working towards as a comic?
It is. I mean, it was one of my, I would like to, I am bad about building my act. I feel like that is one thing that I fail at, but I also like to play with the audience enough to where, and by no means is it just roasting. If someone needs to be roasted, then it works, but I'm not like going out and after anyone. That's not like a style.
Sure.
I'm still like, I still want to be just silly and do dumb shit.
Okay.
And make the audience laugh. Like I don't want to insult anybody or feel like they're picked on.
Sure.
But when someone asks for it, then
hey, roast me.
Yeah, well, not even like that, but just as a bad audience member.
Yeah.
When they've already lost the audience, then you can make fun of them all you want, and
they've already lost the audience.
Like if they've if the audience already hates that person.
Okay.
In the room, if they've already caused a scene or heckled or making a disruption for others, then the audience is like, yeah, eat them up. But then, but to go out of my way to just insult random strangers isn't something I do.
Sure. Yeah, and I never thought that.
No.
I mean, ultimately, you're like a
and I have
silly goof of a guy.
Yeah, by no means am I trying to encourage anyone to do comedy a certain way.
No, I didn't think that. I didn't think that either. It's just
like
it's just funny to see.
And I don't know what the even situation or scenario or who was being brought up or talked about.
I mean, there's no specifics, but you know, I guess. I just think it's interesting because I've gone to a couple shows that these guys have done, and they've both Ben Roy and Adam. Well, Ben Roy on stage was saying like, basically, I don't care what's happening in Austin. Like Denver is the best place for comedy. Like he's like said that. I mean, that might just be a place like a way to rile up the audience. Like, yeah. But I mean, to call out Austin specifically, I don't know.
No, I don't doubt. I am very proud of the Denver comedy scene.
Yeah,
all around.
Everyone, I think we're still known for being good, like having a good comedy scene. Like we're a strong scene.
And I mean, I'm very grateful for everything that I guess happens in Denver. It's still like
there's a lot of comedy stuff.
You can get
audiences.
You can get stage time. You don't have to like pay a $5 fee. I mean, the comics that are here and complaining about it, is rough. For me, it's
one.
Like, well, like it's just frustrating because it's like, dude, you could be in 8 other cities and bombing for $5 a pop. You know, be grateful for bombing for free. Like this is in the whole. Oh man, that set was rough. Like that's supposed to happen.
Sure,
you're supposed to bomb. You're supposed to like. I mean, these comics think that it's all. I don't know.
Do you feel like new comics are complaining a lot?
At least like, oh, that was a rough audience or whatever. Like you could have had that audience in another city for paying for $5, you know, for 5 minutes. So I think, and I'm not trying to shit on any other place, but I guess just be grateful for what we do have.
Sure.
And that's what's
practicing gratitude's always important.
Yeah. And whatever. I mean, there's plenty of bar shows and open mics to go to.
That's for sure.
And if you don't want to go to an open mic, go support something. I don't give a shit. But by no means am I trying to encourage anybody to do comedy in a way that is more edgy. I'm not even edgy. I'm the least edgy person in roast battle, or at least like, you know what I mean? That tries material that's, I don't know, offensive to who might be.
How'd you get into producing the roast battle stuff?
I just have always been a fan of verbal abuse. I've got 2 older brothers, and I think that was like a way to defend myself when I was younger, is just insulting or making other people laugh at other people's expense. And roast battles always, I think, crushed. Like I've gone to, when I first started comedy, I went to LA to like check out the history of things. And I went to a roast battle night and was like, holy shit, this is dope. But even before that, watching on Comedy Central and stuff too, it always crushed. So, and I feel like there's a sports aspect of it.
Yeah, it's competitive.
Yeah, it's like watching UFC, or
there's a winner, loser.
Yeah. Or the dunk contest or something. You're like, oh, this is dope. Sure. And the jokes crush if you're into it. But if you're not, then there's plenty that are.
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate you taking the time. And sorry if the beginning audio is a little different than the end audio. I'm going to have to work on that in post.
Yeah.
But, first time for everything. And I did not hit record. So
it happens.
Sorry. Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
But thanks again for doing it. You want to, I let the guests sign us off however they see fit. I'll say Wakanda forever. Be excellent to each other.
Yeah, for sure. Check out Roast Battle, everything on social media. Every second and fourth Friday at a beautiful bar downtown called Wide Right. Every third Friday at the Denver Improv. Like I said, Roast Battle Denver on social media. Be mean to your friends, be kind to yourself.